The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
Hey everyone, I'm back, to have even more fun with doing some arting, doing some Star Wars stuff, and I got a kitten. He's here. This is my fun little rocket. But I know you're all happy for me to be back, right? Okay, so I'll be doing a few gags like that throughout the broadcast. But anyway, let's see. Now, I'm assuming most of you came to see my art and not my mug, but you may have come to see the cat too. This rocket is here, refusing to leave me alone. Okay, so I figured I'd show this off. This is the Frazetta study I did I finished this up last night. I actually started Wednesday, and I finished this up last night as I was watching a really interesting kind of analog horror found footage-esque mockumentary called Butterfly Flickers, I think. Really good horror movie. Really enjoyed it. It's quite entertaining and deals with an interesting concept of like it's basically the things you see out of the corner of your eye. Kind of a combination that they did of the Hatman ghost and it's Geist Flinnen something they call it. It's a German thing, basically for the shadows that move in the corner of your eyes. It was a neat film. So I recommend that. But yeah, so sketching this while kind of watching that. Had fun time. So that's the Frazetta study that I did. Got a text message from a pizza place around here that I won't be buying anything from. Okay, let's see. So we got that. All right. So that's the Frazetta study. I'm liking how it came out. It was fun. And then we got there. This is the piece from yesterday. The Rey Akira slide on her speeder. I had fun with this. It was a good time. Nobody clipped that. Okay, so got that going. And I did this the previous week. It's my Cooper and dog meat. Let's kind of do that so we get a better look at things. All right. And today, going right to the official boards, my Strathmore boards. I did a loose preliminary sketch. I haven't done my blue lines or anything, so we're just going to go right to the board with this one and do most of it from scratch. I'm calling it Days Long Ago and Far, Far Away. So I'm doing a Days of Future Past kind of homage cover by the great John Byrne, taking some influence. I'll be changing it up a bit. Like right now, it's kind of laid out the way that is, but I'm going to change it up a little bit with some of the positions of the characters and things. So yeah, that's basically what that is. Let's see. I need a place where I can reference that easy. Let's do this. Glenn! Glenn's with the Allison. It's great seeing you, Glenn. Happy you're here. We're going all traditional today. Just for Glenn. And the categories, no matter what he actually may be saying with that meow. You know, cats only meow for their humans. They generally don't meow for any other reasons. It's interesting. Okay, so I got the rough there. There we go. It's always good to see Glenn in the house. Traditional, is there any other way? Well, I hear there's this thing called digital, which may or may not be a thing. But no, we're doing traditional today. I mean, I do a lot of stuff digitally because it's quicker, but I just prefer to work more. I like traditional a bit better. I like the feel of the pencil on paper. And as always, I got my major vice here, my Diet Pepsi. I should be having water. My cats are yelling at me for not having water. What the hell are the two of you doing? No. One's on the back of the chair, and the other one's kind of looking at me. But it's May the 4th, so it's Star Wars Day. So we're doing the John Byrne homage Star Wars piece. I'm going to change it up a little bit. I have a few pieces of references on my iPad as well that I'm using to get some ideas from some other pieces I've been working with. I have one of those, I forget the name of the app, but it's like not quite Pinterest, it's like a board thing that you can put a bunch of stuff up on. So I'm kind of looking at that at the same time. Because I wanted to feel a little more Star Wars. But yeah. So I'm checking a few things out. I also have the actual Days of Future Past cover up as well, so yeah, I think we're gonna do that. You stupid cat with your damn tail. Two of you better not be fighting. No fighting. Hops, get the joys of having pets around. Let me tell you. Okay. So, the main cover, we got Wolverine about here. Actually, let's do this a bit differently. I'm trying to lay out my art a little bit differently. Start with center mass. And kind of adjust things a little bit easier when doing center mass. Actually, I think I'll have him kind of leaning forward a little bit. And his head kind of down. All right, so this would be Wolverine, but it's not going to be Wolverine in this picture. It's going to be no drawing today for me. I'm reorganizing my studio. Nightmare. Wish I had never started. Yeah, I can recognize that as being a pain in the ass. No, I'm going to be drawing all day. Actually, I'm probably going to... My hope is to keep going on this until I'm done, or until I get too tired to work on, since we're getting the whole thing from the beginning. Socket's there. Socket be kind of here. And obviously we'll be erasing this down to get like the more finalized lines and things. But right now we're just trying to get a generic idea of gesture. So we have a center line about here. And we'll follow through that. And then this. Have his foot up on something. Maybe like a stormtrooper helmet, maybe? That could be kind of cool. Alright. That. Now this is going to be Luke. So I'm doing original trilogy characters, and I'm going to do the twins. Doing Luke and Leia. And then we'll have in the background here, the big wanted poster be kind of here. And I don't need this to be a one-for-one remake of it, so actually I do want to fit the whole poster on though. So I do something like that. And I got rulers and things to kind of get some stuff going so I can get a bit, solid layout. But this is just my breakdowns, as it were. Okay. I'm thinking I'm going to do, let's see, I'll give him a blaster in this hand. Kind of want to do the blaster he had in Jabba's palace. I'll have to look up some reference on what that one looked like, but yeah, kind of funky there. Just got a thumb. Okay, and he'll have the lightsaber here, which I can do most of his Return of the Jedi lightsaber from memory, but I am going to do a little bit of reference on it just to make sure. It's actually a lightsaber I don't own. I have his I have one of the basically the New Hope and Empire Strikes Back one. Also would be Rey's lightsaber, but yeah. So I got that one. I have Rey's actual lightsaber too. Well, not the real one. The only real lightsaber I have is Vader's. And I got a whining cat. Alrighty. And so this is all just a roughie, just to get kind of the preliminary breakdowns of what I want to do. I was a little inspired, thinking a bit as I'm doing this, of Scotty Young did the baby Star Wars characters with the Vader #1, the Star Wars #1, and the Princess Leia one that had them all kind of, that crossed together and kind of worked. All right, and Leia's a lot shorter than Luke because Carrie Fisher was like 5 feet tall, and so the Days of Future Past cover, you had Kitty Pryde basically right next to Wolverine. Wolverine's kind of shielding her. Don't kind of really want to do that. God, it's hard to break old habits. I want to do it more where they're more like they're both more on the attack. So that's the way I draw breasts. Do a big oval. We'll have her a bit behind, but actually, let's lower the hips down a little bit. Women have wider hips. Can do kind of that thing. As I said, my preliminaries don't usually last like this for very long. It's just, again, trying to just get an idea of where I want people and shapes and everything. And I think we're going to have to put Leia in the slave outfit. That way we can have the whole idea of, this Kitty on the original cover is kind of a damsel in distress a little bit. Which I think she's going by Kate in the issue. But Leia has always been, even when she's been the damsel in distress, she hasn't really been that much in distress, as it were. And she's always kind of had an upper hand in things. Some ways, like, dealt with the whole torture sequence by her father and stuff, and which at the time it wasn't her father because he hadn't thought out that far yet. But yeah, but in hindsight, it's pretty cool. But yeah, come on in, hang out, talk with me. It's all good vibes Star Wars Day. So. And I'll give her a lightsaber as well. Because, lightsabers are cool. And she is a Jedi. At this part of the timeline, she's more of a Jedi. For some reason, she's back in the slave suit. No idea why. I'll have to come up with a reason. But yeah, I was talking the other day. Somebody asked me what my favorite comic book cover was, and it probably is X-Men 141. That was one of the comics that got me into, really into X-Men. I always kind of liked X-Men, but because X-Men really kind of, sings to a group in a lot of ways. Let's see. I'll add some debris in because I don't feel like drawing her foot. All right. I got to draw Luke's feet anyway, so. Okay, let's see what we got going here. All right. Need my kneaded eraser because it's needed. See what I did there? I'm clever. Actually, gotta find. No, that's true. I could put the cloak on him too. That could be kind of handy. Huh, that's a good shot of the gun, and Leia's holding it. But that works. Yeah, I might actually put him in the cloak too. That's easy to add in though. Okay. Actually, let's do this. I think that's how you spell Leia. Yep. Yep, go with that. Bear with me, I'm just finding some references to the costume. That should work. Kind of get back up onto Luke. So, is anybody doing anything fun for today? Said my intention is to be drawing for a lot of the day. I might play some Magic later, but I haven't really decided yet. Actually, one more piece of reference to Luke's costume. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, that helps. I think it's an action figure, but hey, it shows what I want. There we go. That's what I have. Kind of leaning forward a little bit was my thought. Oops. That. But yeah, feel free. What's everybody up to today? Hopefully you have some fun plans. I watched all of Tales from the Empire this morning, far too early in the morning. Enjoyed it overall. I have to say, I like the Morgan story was interesting. I've always kind of liked the Night Sisters, so her story was very interesting to me. And I definitely enjoyed the Barris stuff. That was cool too. And like the way it ties into the animated universe as a whole. I know they're all part of the Star Wars universe and things, but I sometimes consider them like, their own thing. Like a car out front or something that's idling. They're leaving now. We might rough up Luke's outfit a little bit too, because that's part of the fun. Oh, gotta pull up the Days of Future Past cover at some point too to take another look at that. I got my reference over here, but having the actual cover might be a little useful too to look at. I kind of want to get a little bit of Frazetta's his like Buck Rogers vibe kind of going. Currently watching I, Claudius, the BBC TV series in the 70s. Brilliant. Though keeping up with the names is a challenge. I would agree. I've seen I, Claudius. I haven't watched it in like 20 years, but that was a great, great series. I really enjoyed I, Claudius. A friend of mine had it on DVD, and we watched the entire thing start to finish over the course of a few days. Like, we did like a couple of Fridays and binged it. It was super good. I miss shows like that. I mean, I enjoyed the new version of Shogun. Enjoyed it a lot. And anybody who's wondering if there's going to be a season 2, that's where the book ended. So, probably not. I mean, I guess they could do Gaijin, which is the follow-up book, which I think focuses more on Blackthorn's son. It's been a long time since I've read it. Let's see. Everyone's at Sean Phillips, Dune, Ian, Olivier Saint, Patrick Stewart. Yep. Yeah. Guess. Brian Blessed, John Hurt, guess again, and lots others. Yeah. Yeah, it basically does have like everybody in it, and I mean it's a great '70s show. Kind of right around the time what was it when America started doing that stuff too. So uh, with like the big mini series type thing. Uh, but yeah, it was a great show. Absolutely loved I Claudius. Starting to think I made Luke's arm a little long, but maybe not. I'm not super worried about it. At least not right now. But yeah, Patrick Stewart, guess what he's from? He's from Dune, right? I mean, he hasn't done anything else. Jean-Luc who? Professor who? Mm. Actually, it should be more like that. I can fix it later. I have to say, drawing stuff like this makes me want to do my own. I really don't like that arm. Might take it back to basics a bit more. I want to work on the leg first. Really want to do my atomic sci-fi. Patrick is a real actor. He treads the board shouting, "To be or not to be." He appeared on TV to make some money. Very true. He is a Shakespearean actor. I saw one of the performances where he actually played Hamlet's uncle, I think it was. Basically, the guy who killed his father. I can't remember his name. It's been 30 years since I've read Hamlet. Not my favorite Shakespearean play, but it's up there. Yep, Macbeth is. You're absolutely right. Or the Scottish play, as it's often referred to, because it's cursed. I also do like Julius Caesar and King Lear. I like as well. It's funny though, because I really enjoyed the Kurosawa version of Macbeth, which was Throne of Blood, or its original Japanese name loosely translates to um, the Spiderweb Forest or something like that. And King Lear is Ron. I actually found Ron kind of boring. I don't know. It was later Kurosawa, but it's in color. But yeah, no, I like King Lear a lot. I like Macbeth. Macbeth is probably my favorite. I despise Romeo and Juliet. That being said, I like West Side Story. I need to watch the new version of it that Spielberg did. I'm interested in that version. I'm smudging way too much. I won't be watching SS version anytime soon. Not a fan of the Steven Spielberg version. So I'm curious about it. My mother said it was good. So, and generally speaking, my mom and I have similar tastes with certain types of movies. I mean, I'll watch just about any type of movie. But like when it comes to like movies like that, we tend to like the same things. Like I'm not really a rom-com girl. I mean, I like some, but they gotta be really good. Like really, really good. Bamer. I love watching Natalie Wood and Richard. Yeah, Bamer. Yeah. No, that movie was utterly amazing. I tend to agree with that. I don't really agree with a lot of remakes. Don't mind reinterpretations, but I don't like remakes. Like The Thing from Another World and John Carpenter's The Thing derive from the same source material, but they're very, very different. They both come from the pulp story. Of course, I can't think of it right now. Shoot, I've read it. I've read it a few times. Actually, really like it. It'll come back to me over this, or somebody else will get it. But oh damn it, it's gonna bother me. Yeah, Who Goes There? That was it. Reinterpretations are okay. Tom Cruise and comes to mind. Watchable, yeah. And Wow comes to mind. Am I missing what that one is? I've probably seen it. I just can't think of the movie. Seated in Wow. It'll come to me. Yeah. Oh, War of the Worlds. Right, War of the Worlds. I saw that in the theater. Yeah, that version of War of the Worlds was really good. Very different from the original and very different from, just the story in general, but hit the same tones, which was good. I mean, I've read the I've read the original by what's his name? He did like the Time Machine and everything. The Invisible Man. Ah, I am horrible with stories and names today. Blame MS. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I don't think anybody, generally speaking, I don't think anybody should touch Kubrick's stuff. Period. Um, just leave his stuff alone. Kubrick is Kubrick. I mean, his adaptation of the Arthur Clarke novel was incredible. So, I mean, Arthur C. Clarke in general was just an amazing, amazing writer. Yeah, I definitely don't want a remake of 2001. Should I give Luke more of a neck? I wanted to be kind of hunching over a bit, so. No, it just wouldn't work. No, just stay away from Kubrick stuff. A director like him comes around once a lifetime. He is arguably one of the greatest directors of cinema, just in general, just movies in general. I mean, even like say what you will about Clockwork Orange and other the way the film is and stuff, but I mean, it's Kubrick at his finest. I mean, it's a hard movie to watch at points. I've never read the book of A Clockwork Orange. I probably should. Saw the movie though, and I was kind of like, maybe I don't need to read the book. I'm not going for perfect face accuracy. Yeah, really, yeah, indication of lazy people know new ideas. I agree with that. I'm not really into remakes at all. I mean, I don't mind reimaginings, like I said, but I don't like remakes. Like one of my favorite, and I consider reimagining more, is the American version of The Ring. Hits the same notes, but very, very different story. Should probably blot the hand out a little bit. Uh, Barry Lyndon's the last Kubrick film. See it if you haven't already. Yeah, yeah, no, that was a good one. AI is interesting. Um, which I guess technically that would be the last one. Eyes Wide Shut is interesting, but yeah, no, I'd agree. Barry Lyndon is like one of the last Kubrick films. I mean, I put Kubrick up there with Orson Welles as, of great directors. I need to find that gun again. know it kind of goes like this. Surprised they never made a toy of this gun. At least I don't remember one. My brother had like all of this stuff, like all the Star Wars toys and everything, and he had a bunch of like the blasters and things. So, but I was surprised they made it for like everything, but they didn't make that one. They also didn't make Leia's sporting blaster, which that would have been kind of cool. I would have liked to have played with that because whenever I played Star Wars, I was always stuck as Leia. Go figure. That's a good shot of it. It's a toy one, but yeah, it looks pretty accurate. I wonder what type of gun this is made out of, because I know just about every Star Wars gun is a real weapon. Except for like, no, I guess it could be considered a real weapon, but Boba Fett's blaster rifle was made out of like a flare gun or something. Shoot a flare at somebody, they're probably gonna have a bad day. Kind of annoying me. Actually, it's got kind of a back part. I don't know. I like drawing big hands. Still, usually I do much more of a preliminary sketch before I really go to doing this, but didn't have the time. It's like I usually spend a lot more time doing, what was it? Like my blue line and stuff, so. I do like a lot of light boxing and things. But hey, we're going right to the drawing. I find men difficult to draw. Which probably isn't that surprising, considering I don't have those parts. That was supposed to be there. If I don't spend the whole day drawing today, I'll probably try to find a horror movie or something to watch. I rewatched Mad Max Fury Road yesterday with my brother, my older brother, and that movie was just so good. I hadn't seen it since I saw it in the theater, but I really like that movie. I'm looking forward to Furiosa. A Mad Max story. I don't know, an hour in. I'm barely anywhere on this. I figured I would have gotten more done by now. Whatever. I shouldn't rush art. That's kind of my typical look and how I do things. Usually I'm much more manga. In some ways I'm kind of channeling more of an Eastman Laird with this. Kind of, well, blocky. Bit of Frank Miller. This will probably change heavily by the time I go to really finish it, so I'd honestly be surprised if it didn't heavily change. My art never stays the same as I go through it. I'll have to look up a stormtrooper helmet to get it right, but loose idea. The World War II story is going along very slowly. I should have kept my mouth shut about it. Forward to using Dr. Martin stuff though. Yeah, Dr. Martin stuff is fun to use. I have my pile of it over here someplace. No, like all my art supplies are over there. So I got my watercolor, I got my gouache, I got my acrylics, I got more washes over there. I got the Doc Martin stuff around. This might be fun to do with the Dark Mon when I finish it. That would be actually that thumb should be more there. That finger should be there. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to your World War II book too. I think that'll be really good. I'm probably going to erase this down a bit more and kind of do it over again. That's typically how I work, so I can get the pencil lines I want. I mean, usually I do lots of stuff before it even gets to my what was it? Before I even get to doing the blue lines. Oh, no problem. Anytime. Yeah, your World War II stuff looks amazing. Okay, that's my roughy pencil for that. Let's go and take a look at a few other things. Where's the reference piece that I had for Leia? I said I'm doing the slave Leia suit. Because for some reason she ended up back in it. People can use their imaginations. I'm perfectly fine with people using their imaginations to figure out why she's back in the slave suit. Damn it. I think I spent too much time looking for reference stuff. Also building a new website. Got my name back from the who hijacked it. Yeah, I have my Alikat comics site. I need to sit down and seriously work on that site. I'm just always too tired. I'd rather spend my energy drawing than doing anything else because it's like a lot of people say, you only have so many spoons to do X, Y, Z. I have only so many spell slots. So Because I play D&D, so it's got to be spell slots. I am looking forward to Sunday Funnies tomorrow, though. Hopefully I'll see you there, Glenn. There's the reference I was using. Use the new software for the website, so again, looking forward to using it. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'll admit, when I do a lot of my website stuff, I use it's like a blogging software like everybody uses. I can't think of the name of it, but again, my brain is mushy today. Yep, Seminora, perfect. Looking forward to that. Damn it, what is that? It's a software that like everybody uses. It's like a free thing. No big deal. I learned it all myself, really self-taught, I think they call it. Yep. Yeah. Oh, Dreamweaver. Yeah, Dreamweaver's good. I've used that. I used that back when it was a Macromedia project before Adobe got their hands on it. Yeah, I mean, when I was in school, I learned how to code, write HTML, which it's not really coding, it's scripting. There's a difference that serious programmers will argue. I don't care. But, I mean, I could at one point code in multiple languages. I could do Java. I could do HTML, which is, I said, it's a hypertext markup language, is what it stands for. I could do Java scripting, which is literally a scripting language. I could do C, C++, C Violet. No, I don't think that one's real. C Sharp, stuff like that. Virtual Basic, Virtual C. Python. Python's very useful today. I'm giving Leia more endowments than she actually has, but, it's fun. Never tried to write any software. I had to write programs when I was in college and things, so that was kind of part of the finals and things like that. And of course, since I was also doing physics and things, I had to I would try to mesh them together to make my life easy. Didn't work half the time. So I think that boob's a bit just too big. You don't really work like that. As usual, emergency vehicles. Only a matter of time. Now, my friend, whose birthday is today, she's an amazing programmer. Hasn't done it in decades, and when she sat down to do some, it just came back to her. when she was in school, like, instead of having to take foreign language, they counted computer languages as foreign languages. And they just kind of sung to her. If her mutant power is what Cypher basically had, but with just computer languages. Let's do that. I have to say, Carrie Fisher's death did hit me pretty hard. I mean, she was definitely a hero of mine growing up. I think a lot of little girls my age definitely saw her a bit as a hero. Her problems aside. Everybody's got problems. Who died? Carrie Fisher from years ago. Since I'm sketching Leia, I was kind of thinking about her. I said she's not really endowed like this. I mean, she was a small woman. Yep. It was basically right. It was soon after the filming soon after The Force Awakens came out that they filmed her scenes for The Last Jedi, and I know they used some extra scenes for The Rise of Skywalker. The less said about that movie, the better. But anyway. I mean, I have to say, I mean, I'd watch it again. It's just not my favorite Star Wars movie. Like, by far, not my favorite Star Wars movie. I think it trumped Attack of the Clones as the worst Star Wars movie. Carrie was gorgeous, as Harrison. That's very true. Yeah, they definitely had a thing together. I think Harrison was married at the time. I think he's been married a few times, actually. That's not how a boob connects. More like that. Yeah, still not getting it. I'll get back to it. Actually, the whole shoulder is really not working for me. Go with a bit lighter pencil. I had a friend a while ago. She asked me, she's like, "Why do you always draw everybody naked?" And I'm like, "Because you draw them naked first." Well, naked sort of. Put the clothes on afterwards. And since we basically are going to have the space bikini on her, we're not really going to worry about it. So. Yeah, I got that all screwed up. Okay, let's take that back to the drawing board. Actually, I'm going to cut that arm down a little bit. I'm going to up the shoulder over here so we get the. What I should have done is thought of it more like that. Yeah, should have thought of it more like that. Construction definitely helps. Okay, let's kind of go in and take some of that out. There we go. It shouldn't be that straight because shoulders don't do that. Especially not women's shoulders. Use Winsor Newton kneaded putty rubbers are a word for eraser. It's easier on the paper and the board. Yeah, this isn't Winsor Newton, but it's definitely, I definitely get it. This is a pretty good rubber, as you would call it. Granted, rubbers over here are usually referred to, well, something a little bit different for happy fun times. I should probably be using the kneaded more than I do. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. The kneaded eraser definitely is better on the board. I think I'm also trying to do something different with my art. So it's definitely kind of showing. I'm trying to do a lot more rendering. Effectively, I'm trying to get more of. What do I do with this? I'm trying to get more of this with my art. Um, my Frazetta study from the other day. So that's more what I'm trying to do, which I don't typically draw like that. So it's like kind of new to me. And I'm kind of thinking like, where do my joints connect and everything, and how can I exaggerate them a bit more? Stepdad collected erasers at school. Let's see. While I was in California in 1988, my ex-partner told the girl at Howard Hughes Museum merch stand if they had spruce goose rubbers. Oh God. Oh man, that's awesome. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. That's a good story. Do you have any spruce goose rubbers? I can see the person basically being like, "What?" The look of shock that probably went over their face. Oh, it's so good. That's an explanation and a half. Oh. I wish I could have heard that one. The girl was about 17. I wish it filmed it. Yeah, that would have been a great thing to have filmed. That would have been like, that would have definitely gone viral. Do you have any spruce goose rubbers? Just the, oh God, that's just awesome. I'm still not getting it. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, I see what the hell I'm doing now. And it makes sense. Okay. I'm not doing the I'm not pushing it out far enough. It should be like kind of like that. Boobs are weird how they connect. Kind of that. What I should be doing is more this. But yeah, watch as I fight with my art. Because, that's what you do. And I did it more like that, maybe. Then kind of came down like this. Apparently, the spruce goose is now in Oregon. I didn't know that. Huh. They moved it. Maybe they try to fly it. I like how the Rocketeer worked the Spruce Goose into the film with Howard Hughes and stuff. I like that movie. It was fun. Really wish they did like more of them. How about the Rocketeer? Rocket, leave your brother. Well, there's always got to be a fight. And a whining cat. Because it's my life. Still not really liking the way that shoulder's connected. It's going to drive me nuts all day. Trying to get the shoulder to the way I want it. Ugh. Yep. Somebody's complaining. Doesn't like the way I'm drawing the shoulder either. It's just not right. God. It's going to drive me freaking nuts. I think it's the way I have it offset with the other one. Yeah? Yeah? What is it? What is it? Yeah, you. Yeah, I know. You just want to complain. Yep. I have a cat right by my feet. Yeah, you tormented your brother, so now he's eating your dinner or your lunch. I wonder why they moved it to Oregon. Spruce Goose is a very cool looking plane. The whole idea about it is just amazing. And I also kind of love the fact they made a Yogi Bear movie about it. There, I think I'm actually kind of happy with that. All right, well, moving on. Got cat fur everywhere again. Supposed to carry 750 troops and 2 Sherman tanks. Yeah, that is that's impressive. It's incredible when you stand next to it. I can only imagine standing next to that thing. I mean, it's just enormous. Rocket, shut up. Hey, you. All right, fine. Well, all right, no. Yeah, you want some attention? I'm giving it to you. We got some cat cam going. This should drop my viewership, right? I have a cat. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There we go. We have cat time. We have the cat cam. Yep, no, I'm putting you down. Putting you down. There you go. Mm-hmm. There you. There you. God, I haven't drawn on a comic board in a while. I've been just basically using smaller Strathmore paper lately. It's kind of my go-to. Like 11 by 9 by 11. No, 9 by 12. No, that's still not it. 11 by 14. That's what I've been using. It's bigger than a jumbo jet, but is now only second largest plane ever built. Yeah, that thing has to be huge. I would completely agree. Whatever the biggest plane is now, it has to be ginormous in comparison to the Spruce Goose. I mean, I've seen the SR-71 Blackbird, and I love that plane. It's just something about it just looks amazing. That's a pretty long plane. Then again, I think it's still considered the fastest plane ever made. Now you're eating your brother's food. I saw the Blackbird in New York. Yeah. It's amazing that it hadn't retired for 20 years before anybody knew about it. It seems that way. I mean, I knew about it because of X-Men. And then I started kind of doing research on the actual plane, and it it was just a really cool plane. I read was it the log files of like the traffic controller, where there was like, where people like were calling in to get their knots or something, and they had like a bunch of military jets called in. They're like, oh, we're doing this, like, that's pretty fast, and they heard the SR-71's knot speed, and it was just like, what? Have to work on that hand. But hey, I just want to rough it in. So I probably should have made the arm shorter. I'm going to be noodling this thing forever. I want to go further out. I saw the shuttle attached to a jumbo flying to the Paris Air Show. That's cool. Yeah, I've seen it when they've brought the Enterprise around like that, because I think that's the Enterprise that they bring around like that. I've seen the Enterprise on the jumbo jet. That is impressive. I actually had a matchbox of that. It was like one of the only matchbox things I had. which, it's not the typical girl toy, but I didn't really play with toys. My younger sister was like into dolls and everything. I like stuffed animals and um, kind of stuff like that. But I remember I liked it. I liked it because I saw it and I was just like, I like space stuff. My interest in everything space went to a very young age. It's kind of like I was into dinosaurs and then I got into space stuff. And it's funny too because I always loved Star Wars, but that wasn't really what got me into the space stuff as much. It was actually the movie The Black Hole. It's the concept that there could be something like that out in space that just devours like everything I came across. Just blew my mind. It also like fueled my love of horror. I'm gonna be noodling this forever. Now the other one's crying. I think he either just jumped into the window or jumped out of the window. Jumped out. I landed the shuttle on the sim at Cape Canaveral. NASA interviewed me after the flight. They told me that I was the first civilian to do the land. It asked me how long I've been flying. That's amazing. Yeah, that is very cool. I did one of the flat spin simulators, and I was able to straighten it and get out of the flat spin. Um, that's my coolness. I was in the spinny thing, which they have it at space camp and stuff like that and other places. Um, and sometimes they set them up as just like a ride. Um, but yeah, I was able to straighten that. I never did the shuttle sim. I'd love to do that. And actually try to land the shuttle. I think one of the big things about it is since it's like a glider when it comes in, it's not like a plane. They have to take that into account. So when it comes in, it has like no fuel. You only get the one pass. Well, well, that's the theory anyway. If you're good enough, if you're piloting the shuttle, you're good enough to probably be able to take it and fly it around again. But yeah, it's very difficult to fly. Oh, and somebody's yelling. I was going to crash and performed an illegal maneuver. I argued that I saved the orbiter and therefore the crew. Well, that works. I'm not going to argue that. You did it. I want to go to Disney so I can fly the Millennium Falcon. So it's a goal of mine. Fly the Millennium Falcon. Probably not the same though. And they're chasing each other. They're having their midnight freakout about 12 hours early. Like Frizzetta-fying Leia a bit. You gotta go. Nice hanging out with you. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Glenn. You have a great day and have a good time cleaning up the studio. It's always nice to see you. Actually, I've been going for about an hour and a half. I might actually call it here. I am a bit tired, and I have to contend with two little furballs running around the apartment. One of them very close to the artwork right now because he's literally like in touching distance over here. Yes, there you are. Yeah. Yes, Hobbs. He's going to come into the... See? There he goes. So I'm kind of dealing with that. So I'm going to actually cut it here. I'll probably be working on this throughout the day. And I'll post some pictures later. But I'd like to thank everybody for coming by, hanging out with me on Star Wars Day. Also, my friend Marie's birthday. So happy birthday to Marie. And happy Star Wars Day to everyone. And just for fun, got a little of this. There we go. It's a little bit of added stuff for the 4th. But I'm going to be leaving you later, and I will have a great one. Yeah, I'll see everybody on the Sunday Funnies tomorrow. So I'm hoping to be there. And I'll talk to you all later. But thank you very much for your time, and may the 4th be with you.